Right now we have Nora Buckner from the Northwest Tribal Food Sovereignty Coalition. She is going to be speaking to us and showing us wonderful slides about the intertribal and intergenerational collaboration she has. Yeah, easy for me to say. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. The Northwest Tribal Food Sovereignty Coalition consists of tribal members, tribal health organization, and allies who live and work in tribal communities across the Pacific Northwest. The coalition is supported by the Good Health and Wellness in Indian Country Initiative, funded by the CDC, and is housed at the Northwest Portland Area Indian Health Board. Through this initiative, we have been able to support tribes on various projects. Examples of these include community gardens, traditional food programs, toolkits, and other food sovereignty efforts. A request was made by these tribes to have more opportunities for intertribal collaboration, to share lessons learned, and to work together. Our focus has been on upstream activities, meaning that we value and honor indigenous approaches, solutions, and strategies to prevent chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, and to encourage and empower communities to reclaim their health. In this first year of the coalition, we have developed 3 working groups, one on leadership to develop the strategic plan, one on a media campaign to educate communities on the importance of traditional foods, and lastly, one on planning our first annual coalition gathering that took place last week in the beautiful Suquamish territory of Washington. At our gathering, we had 160 participants that came from our service area of Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. They ranged from youth to elders and everything in between. The disciplines from our participants ranged widely as well, representing numerous professions and passions. This gathering was a celebration of our foods, medicine, and culture. We had 4 community spotlight panelists who shared information about their garden programs and tribal food coalitions. It was a time to come together to share knowledge, resources, and ideas to uplift and empower each other. In addition to these, we had 6 hands-on workshop sessions. Participants learned about seaweed, tree resins, wild berries, cattails, tules, and other first foods and medicine. Throughout the day, we tasted a lot of traditional foods, spanning from the coastal regions to the plateaus. People brought foods from their areas to share with one another during our mealtimes and at our traditional foods meet and greet. One comment from an attendee was, "I am so in my native element. I feel these foods pumping through my veins, and it feels amazing." We had traditional tea bars provided by the Northwest Indian Treatment Center and other tribal and local partners. The traditional foods meet and greet included herbs, medicines, fresh veggies, smoked fish, gooey duck, shrubs, a plant identification game, and a swag swap table for networking. We even got a little competitive and had a cook-off at the end of the day. We had 5 teams participate in our native chopped competition. That's right, like the one on TV. We invited our native chefs, trained or not, to compete in this awesome opportunity. Each team received only traditional foods to cook with, including gooey duck, wild rice, hazelnuts, smoked salmon, huckleberries, wild onions, nori, duck eggs, beach asparagus, and we had a pantry table that included blue corn flour, bone broth, dehydrated corn, spices, and nut oils. Even through outlet breakers getting blown and a pretty chaotic start, these chefs cooked up beautiful dishes to present to our elder panel of judges. In the end, one team was able to claim the title of the first Native Chopped competition winners. The team was gifted with cedar baskets with medicines and other gifts inside. Tribes within our coalition have been able to share their successes, challenges, and goals with one another. This is an example of a garden that had gone fallow for many years, but when funded in 2016 by our project, they were able to revive their 1+ acre garden. Many tribes are making real food system changes within their communities by growing their own food, providing produce boxes, and cooking classes. We have seen dramatic changes in community gardens, with tribes starting from an empty plot of land to thriving produce gardens within 5 to 6 months. We have seen partnerships strengthen within tribal communities, partnerships between different departments and with other local agencies. We have seen policy development around healthy meeting food, traditional food availability to youth at events, and the development of food policy councils. There's a strong emphasis on youth, teaching them about the plants, how to connect with them, and how to care for them. The coalition encourages more youth involvement with decision-making around policies, projects, and programs. We see when youth have more involvement in the decision-making process, even if it's as simple as choosing which fruit or vegetable to eat for a snack or at a meal, they seem a lot more engaged and interested. One community planted snacking trees, so fruit trees, to encourage youth and families to harvest from these fruit trees whenever they needed a fresh snack. At our gathering, a comment from one of our youth who attended really stood out to me. She said, "I thought my mom was dragging me to one of those really boring conferences again. I'm really happy that this isn't one of those." And I'm bringing you back to this image. One, because that was my niece when she was cute, and now she's 21 and knows everything. And two, because those huckleberries she are eating are a strong medicine. And the way we care for these foods and the environment that sustains them is how we ensure a healthy future for all of our communities. Thank you.